Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Before we begin, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. A year into his tenure as the full-time co-host of Live, Mark Consuelos is speaking frankly about the difficulties of headlining the enduring daytime talk show with his wife, Kelly Ripa. During a recent appearance on the Let's Talk Off-Camera podcast, Consuelos looked back on his first year, remarking on how much easier it was when he was just an occasional guest host. Consuelos often filled in for the previous host, Ryan Seacrest, when he was absent. However, Seacrest departed the show last April following a 6-year stint, paving the way for Consuelos to secure a permanent seat next to Ripa. With these new duties, Consuelos acknowledged that he allows Ripa to guide the conversation, particularly during guest interviews. "I still don't ask a ton of questions," he admitted. "That's not true. That's so untrue. It's in your mind," Ripa reassured him. The Riverdale actor remained unconvinced, however, adding, "I still mess up almost every single day. I mess up something." He then quipped that he waits for audience applause to cover his mistakes. "Once I had skin in the game, it became twice as challenging," Consuelos said, referring to his permanent role. Ripa has been a host on Live for over 22 years. First with the late Regis Philbin from 2001 to 2011, followed by Michael Strahan from 2012 to 2016, and then Seacrest from 2017 to 2023. Yet, her current partnership with Consuelos could be her final one as the veteran host considers retirement. "I think it's a real thing," Consuelos told Entertainment Tonight last September about Ripa's thoughts on retiring. "She's been at that for 23 years. He added, "I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I know she's having a good time. I'm having a really, really good time. But at some point, yeah. And when she does decide to walk away, no one's earned it more than her." A year after taking the permanent co-host chair next to Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos has been remarkably frank about how rigorous and humbling the position can be. On a recent installment of the Let's Talk Off-Camera podcast, the actor spoke about his shift from sporadic guest host to full-time partner, conceding that the new role has highlighted his errors, occasionally shaken his confidence, and compelled him to depend on his wife's veteran expertise. His tone is both humorous and insightful. Consuelos quips about flubbing lines and depending on audience applause for a save. But under the comedy lies a serious admission. Hosting a prominent live daytime program is a skill that must be acquired, not simply assumed. After years of subbing for Ryan Seacrest, the move to a permanent position last April brought a fresh array of pressures: consistent airtime, reader participation in interviews, and the challenge of performing alongside his spouse for a massive audience. This analysis examines Consuelos' remarks within the show's historical context and investigates what his experience reveals about the dynamics of celebrity partnerships, on-screen performance, and professional evolution. Prior to becoming a permanent presence on Live, Consuelos was already a well-known figure on the program. An accomplished actor, recognized for his roles on All My Children and Riverdale, he often filled in for absent co-hosts, particularly during Ryan Seacrest's tenure. Guest hosting lets a personality appear episodically, absorbing the show's cadence without the complete burden of preparing for the next day's broadcast. However, the situation transforms when a guest role becomes a leading one. As Consuelos stated, "Once I had skin in the game, it became twice as challenging." This transition introduced a continuous demand to be consistently refined, ready, and professional on a daily basis, rather than just being amusing in short bursts. His learning process manifested in minor, repetitive ways, such as forgetting a query, losing the flow of an interview, or misjudging a segment's mood. When broadcast live, these common errors can seem greatly amplified. The struggle Consuelos outlines is not unique. Seasoned professionals in the industry have often discussed the specific requirements of live television. In contrast to scripted productions, where multiple takes are common and pacing is managed. Morning programs unfold in real time. Hosts must balance teleprompters, audience feedback, producer signals, and guests who might be anxious, ill-prepared, or surprisingly blunt. It is a performance style that merges improvisational wit, sharp reflexes, and emotional acuity to handle a diverse range of visitors. For Consuelos, The task was heightened by the fact he was working alongside a woman with over 2 decades of experience. Kelly Ripa possesses an institutional history, instincts sharpened by years of hosting, and a profound understanding of the show's cadence. When placed against someone entering their first full-time morning gig, the contrast creates an inherent test of mettle. Consuelos' attitude toward his errors is refreshingly self-aware. On the podcast, he detailed a frequent pattern of messing up almost daily and then depending on the audience's applause to mask the gaffe. This sort of openness serves several purposes. To begin with, it makes him more relatable. Audiences appreciate seeing celebrities who are imperfect and can laugh at their own expense. Furthermore, admitting errors publicly diffuses the situation. When a host is open about human fallibility, viewers tend to be more forgiving. This humor also acts as a tactical performance device. Numerous hosts employ self-deprecation to divert criticism and integrate a mistake into the program's appeal. For Consuelos, this cycle of blunders followed by a good-natured recovery helps build a persona that is approachable, somewhat vulnerable, and sincere, all attributes that are effective. On morning TV, one of the most telling statements in Consuelos' reflections was his confession that he frequently lets Kelly guide the interviews with guests. "I still don't ask a ton of questions," he revealed, to which Ripa humorously replied that his self-evaluation was inaccurate. Regardless of the precise count, the power balance is evident. Consuelos yields to Ripa's experience and skill, especially in domains she has perfected over time. This setup has a practical basis. Ripa has helmed morning television for over 2 decades with various co-hosts, giving her a deep well of institutional knowledge about which subjects resonate, what questions elicit strong responses, and how to adapt when an interview veers off course. By recognizing her proficiency and letting her lead, Consuelos prevents redundant effort and facilitates a more seamless on-air presentation. This deference also demonstrates trust and humility. In many famous partnerships, ego can be an obstacle. Rivalry for attention, screen time, and sway can undermine collaboration. Consuelos' readiness to take a supporting role during interviews shows he values the show's overall quality above his individual performance stats. Co-hosting with one's spouse presents both a strategic benefit and a practical challenge. The main advantage is that married co-hosts possess a natural chemistry. They have shared inside humor, a common history to reference, and an innate understanding of one another's cadences. This genuineness often results in captivating television, as viewers can distinguish between authentic and manufactured rapport. However, blending a personal and professional life can also lead to overexposure becoming tedious. On-screen couple fatigue is a known issue. When a private relationship becomes public entertainment, it risks losing its naturalness. To maintain freshness, the Ripa-Consuelos duo must strike a balance between being authentic and consciously trying not to become repetitive. Another benefit of working with a partner is the combined skill set. Consuelos offers his acting talent and natural comedic timing, whereas Ripa contributes her interviewing prowess and a sharp instinct for running the show. A prosperous partnership relies on recognizing these complementary strengths and leveraging them deliberately. Ryan Seacrest's 6-year partnership with Ripa established a distinct style for live, one that was polished, modern, and focused on a multimedia approach. Seacrest is a veteran host known for an unyielding work ethic and a unique kind of media ubiquity. His departure in April created a void that required a carefully chosen replacement who could maintain viewership while revitalizing the show's brand. The selection of Consuelos as the permanent co-host indicated a new direction, emphasizing a more personal, intimate dynamic and a readiness to highlight the couple's chemistry as a central feature of the show.